Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, if you're over 60 or just trying to take better care of yourself every day, I want to walk you through my real life routine. Now, it's nothing fancy, guys, not at all. You guys know my life. I live in affordable living, and I've been trying to make this feel homey in this affordable living. I just want to talk with y'all about how I stay hydrated. In my age, I'm 68 years old, and I have to stay hydrated. And one of my breakfast meals, I'm gonna talk with you guys about that, because at my age, we are supposed to have a balanced diet. At every age, you're supposed to have a balanced diet, but a lot of times we don't always follow that pattern. But, especially at our age, we're supposed to, because of the medications and the health issues that are more prone for our age group. And I want to talk about a few simple things that I do daily to protect my health. Okay, so I'm going to begin this with my morning routine. Now, my day always starts with a prayer before I get out of bed every morning. And if I forget, wherever it is, I may forget from going from my bed to my bathroom, but I'm gonna take a pause. Now, if I'm going to the bathroom, I have to sit on the toilet and take a pause to a point, and I say my prayer. A simple little prayer. Thank you, God, for last night's laying down, this morning's awakening. Thank you for your love, your mercy, and your grace. Simple prayer. Simple. Nothing strenuous, especially early in the morning. Because some people get up early in the morning and they read their Bible, and they, talk to God in more extent, but, you don't have to be a biblical scholar in order to be able to communicate with God. So after I do that, I begin with my self-care before I go to breakfast. And go to breakfast. Sometime I may go out to breakfast if somebody's taking me out to eat for breakfast, or sometime, the majority of the time, I go in the kitchen and I'll cook me something to have for breakfast. Now, my morning care consists of, after coming from my bathroom, brushing my teeth, mouthwash, and all that stuff, I drink a glass of water, and I like for my water to be room temperature. So I wake up my body by drinking, this glass of water. It helps wake up my system. It helps with my digestion, and it gives my body the hydration that it needs after I'm sleeping. And yes, family, you do lose hydration during sleep. Now, even though you're not physically active, your body still loses water through breathing, especially if you sleep with your mouth open, or if you snore. You you lose hydration by sweating, because at night some people sweat, your body sweat, and you perspire at night, even if you don't notice it. And you may get up during the night and take trips to the bathroom. Using the restroom during the night releases fluids. Of course, we know that. So, dry environments like sleeping with the heat on or the AC, it can increase moisture loss. You know, that's why many people wake up feeling thirsty or with dry skin or dry lips, or even dry eyes. Drinking a glass of water in the morning is a great habit to rehydrate your body after a night's rest. Now, I try to get at least 64 ounces of water each day. That's what my doctor tells me. And I tell my doctor, that's a lot of water. How can I consume that much water in 8 hours? But she tells me that, because I'm pre-diabetic, that, okay, maybe I can switch it out with other things that have water in it. Like, okay, for instance, I may drink a 8-ounce glass of water. Then I may have that, what is that? That Gatorade Zero. People with diabetics can drink the Gatorade Zero, depending on your health situation. And, I may have watermelon or some type of fruit that holds water in it that can hydrate you. Pineapples and, different things that you can eat that has water in it. So, by drinking water before meals or before a walk helps me feel more energized and less stiff. Now, then I take my prescribed medications, along with my natural substances that I take, like vitamins and things like that. So, now, let me say this. Always check with your doctor before starting anything new. That works for me, because I have a nutritionist that I see. I have my PCP that I see. I have, my oncologist because of the cancer. And I have a plastic surgeon because, after removing the cancer from my breast, they had to rebuild my breast. So I have all these doctors telling me what's good, for my body. So what's good for me may not be good for you. So make sure you check with your doctor. Now, when it comes to food, I try to be intentional about what it is that I consume, what I eat, especially with my potassium levels. Paying attention to your potassium levels, guys, is crucial because potassium plays a major role in how your body functions. Your heart health. Potassium helps regulate your heartbeat. Too much or too little can cause irregular rhythms. Now, your muscle functions. It supports proper muscle contractions. Potassium, your potassium level. Hi guys, I'm sorry about that. I had a call that came in. Now, we were talking about their potassium helps regulate your heartbeat, guys. And too much or too little can cause irregular rhythms. And your muscle function, it functions, it supports proper muscle contractions, including your heart and your digestive muscles. So your potassium levels affects your muscle functions also. Now, it affects your fluid balance. So potassium works with sodium to balance fluids and your electrolytes that's in your body. And it also it supports your nerve signals. It helps to transmit electrical systems in your nerves. It it's a it affects everything from your reflexes to your brain function. Now, your blood pressure control. Adequate potassium can help lower your blood pressure by balancing out sodium in your body. Low or high potassium can lead to fatigue, muscle cramps, weaknesses, irregular heartbeats, or even serious life complications, if it's left unchecked. So, and did y'all know that oatmeal too can help regulate your blood pressure when you eat oatmeal? It also helps lower your A1C. That's sugar. It helps to balance those things out too. So potassium-rich foods like bananas, sweet potatoes, avocados, spinach are also great for blood pressure, muscle strength, and energy. Now, one of my go-to meals is a spinach omelet, with a little onion and bell pepper, and on the side I'll eat a fruit that's rich with water, or maybe even a banana or berries. It's simple and light, and it gives me exactly what I need to start the day strong. After my morning routine, it's time for me to move and to with the work that I do, and when I say work, volunteer work that I do in the stadium, that gives me exercise. I move so many muscles that I never thought I had or still had at my age. And it's beginning to wear on my body, So the days that I volunteer at the stadiums, it's like a workout. I'm on my feet 7 hours each day. Sometimes from 9 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock at night, or 3 to 10. It's a constant movement at the stadium, and it's fast paced, fast walking, fast moving, fast bending, reaching for things, picking up boxes or picking up tubs of ice cream. Guys, that's exercise. And I'm beginning to feel that in my body. My back, my shoulders, and my arms. I feel the toning and whatnot, but when I get home, all I could do, I want to make it to the bathtub. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I don't make it. So, and my feet, oh my God, don't talk about feet. You know how that throbbing on cartoons when they hit their toe or their finger on something and that throbbing goes like that? Oh my Jesus. You know, so when I told y'all last week I was tired, I was tired, you know, but that kind of movement keeps me strong though. It helps with my circulation and it lets me stay active without thinking about it, you know, thinking about the exercise. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. For several days, you know, with my back hurting and the way that, you know, I feel that strain really bad. So bad to honestly, sometimes I don't think I'm going to make it there. You know, I barely make it through some shifts now. Just now, especially since they put me in that ice cream, the Bluebell stand. It's like constant bending, standing up, bending, standing up. That's definitely like a sit-up, a stand-up sit-up, a constant stand-up sit-up. And you're working your arm muscles trying to dip, you know, well, yeah, dip the ice cream. But even through all of that, guys, I keep smiling. I try to keep the smile on my face. You know, it's one time that I didn't keep a smile on my face. An incident took place at the stadium. I'll do that in another video, maybe right after this one. I'll probably give 2 videos tonight and tell y'all about that. So, even though, guys, I've been showing up, I've been showing up with y'all late, and I'm so grateful that y'all are still watching. But you just don't understand, since I've been feeling this on my body with volunteering. It's been hard some days to stay consistent with the hours that I'm making my videos because my body is so tired. You know, so I love being active and I love helping out. But I also know that I have to listen to my body and protect my health first. And what makes me pay attention to that even more now is because of the incident that took place. It took place, you know, a while back, and then another thing happened yesterday. And I'll tell you that in the next video. So guys, like, share, and subscribe on my channel. And go in the comments section and talk to me in the comments section, especially if you're in the over 60 crowd. Even if you're in the 40s or the 50s, if you could identify with that kind of strenuous things that your body have to go through in order to work, volunteer, or just pass your day. How much can y'all lift on a regular basis? How much will y'all put y'all's body through at your ages? Old and sexy, talk to me. And I'll see you in the next video.